you guys. You let me know.
Good.
Very
I'm
good.
ready too. Everyone good?
Yep.
Good.
All right, let's roll.
Okay. All right, so yesterday evening, we responded to the Stratford Point Apartments. We were called out for a shooting with possible injuries, 911 call. When we arrived on scene, we located the victim, Jamarcus Parker, 16 years of age. He was in the parking lot. He had sustained multiple gunshot wounds. We did attempt life-saving measures. He was transferred to the local area hospital, where he unfortunately later succumbed to his injuries. At this point in time, the early stages of the investigation, but what it appears to be was a burgundy Kia vehicle came into the parking lot. 2 subjects exited from that vehicle. They went up to an area where Mr. Parker and his friends were all kind of hanging out, gathered. It appears that it was that they might be known to each other. And the 2 subjects, the 2 subjects exited the Kia vehicle. They went up to the group of individuals where the victim, Mr. Parker, was, and they began shooting. After a number of rounds were fired, they then ran and got back into the Kia vehicle where they fled the area. Based on the information that we have now, it does appear that the victim and the suspects on some level are known to each other, that the victim was targeted, and it is an isolated incident. What we're asking for right now is, this occurred at just after 5:45, right around 5:45 in the evening. There was a lot of activity in that apartment complex. We're asking for anybody that lives there that possibly has surveillance camera, doorbell cameras, anything like that. If our investigators have not gotten in touch with you yet, to please reach out and provide that video. That would be very helpful. Anybody that has any cell phone video, anything like that, please contact our investigators and provide that for them. We have identified the vehicle, and we have identified the registered owner to that. That is all part of our investigation, so I can't comment as far as what capacity we're at and naming that registered owner as part of the investigation, but we have located them.
Was this gang violence? Do you know why they were targeted or what the reason was?
Again, that's all part of the investigation right now, piecing all these things together. It's too early to say, but the indicators are that they were known to each other on some level, and unfortunately they were seeking out and targeting the victim yesterday.
Were they also 16-year-olds? Were they teenagers?
Again, we're still working to identify all the suspects, so I can't say at this time, but if anybody, again, has any of that video, that will help us on making these identifications.
Do you know how many people were with him when this happened? Or was a group of people outside?
Honestly, we don't have. I can tell you that there was at least, probably more than 5 right around him, but there was just a lot of activity, so we can't say. Again, that's why we're asking for any of that surveillance footage, all those angles, all those vantage points help us really piece together what exactly occurred.
And 2 cars were hit with bullets, right? So other people could have been hurt.
Absolutely. Like I said, it was an apartment complex. It was in the evening. It was a very active parking lot around that apartment complex, people coming and going on their Sunday afternoons. So the fact that only 2 vehicles were hit is a little bit surprising, as close quarters as that parking lot was.
That's not a known area for bad activity that I know of. Is that an area you guys usually
We have responded out there for calls for service. We do have a courtesy officer that is at that apartment complex. But again, Sunday afternoon, this is not what we should be talking about on Monday. So we're asking anybody that has, again, that video information, cell phone video. It was a very active parking lot. Who knows if somebody was, videoing something. Please contact our investigators and assist us moving forward in this investigation.
Did Marcus live at the apartment complex? This is how.
I would have to look that up. I believe so, but I would have to double check.
One of the issues you have to figure out is who was driving the car. It may not be the registered owner of the car. Is that correct?
Right. Oftentimes, we see people that love to assist and give information regarding when we've had attempts to identify. And when we have a vehicle, that's step 1. Identifying who the vehicle is registered, step 2. But then the other part of that investigation is finding out who was actually utilizing the vehicle, because as we know, sometimes even though it's our vehicle, we loan our vehicle out, those kind of things. So those are all part of the investigation.
Is it frustrating to see, young people involved with stuff like this, especially guns in the street and in an apartment complex, like you said, 545?
Yeah, I think I've spoke to this before, but a 16-year-old's life is lost. And honestly, regardless of what the investigation direction it steers us in as to why, this is not how they should have solved it. Regardless of what the problem was, this was not how it should have been handled, because he's gone. We can't get him back. His family can't get him back. And every single person involved, not just directly, but all of those friends that were standing around, family members, bystanders, everybody is impacted when people choose to solve their problems in this manner. So we really want to emphasize, speak to parents, go to counselors if you need to, but you've got to find other ways to solve your problems than with gun violence. Got it. And I know I said Tammy was talking, but I'm Bianca, in case you guys didn't know. Yeah, sorry, we switched that up on you. Jeff knew, but yeah. So I'm Bianca Gillette. So. Anything else? He was a student in the area. As far as I know, he